Hey guys and girls, my name is Alan and welcome to today's gameplay commentary. As you can see, I've got some Uncharted 4 multiplayer footage which you enjoy. Specifically,
clearly you know who has the real power here.
As you can see, it is a plunder match, well, you can't see just yet, but it will be a plunder match on the map Rooftops. And believe it or not, this gameplay is over 2 years old. I checked the date on it and it was recorded towards the end of June 2016. 2 years old, this piece of gameplay. But of course, the reason why I posted it, well, I should have posted it a long time ago, is of course I do pretty well in this game, and you'll see for yourself towards the end how well I do. Right, so this video will actually be the third that I've posted within 3 days, and I'm a little bit tired actually. Like I don't usually post this many videos. I try and spread it out like one every 2 days, one every 3 days, that sort of thing. But 3 in 3 days is crazy. And I know the other two haven't been full gameplay commentaries, but the time and effort it takes to render, to post and to publish and all the rest of it, that takes the longest, right? Recording the commentary is only one part of it, editing and all the rest, that takes the longest. So the fact that I've done it 3 in 3 days is pretty impressive. And I believe at the point of this video going up, I would have posted over 500 videos since I started this YouTube channel. Again, that was, oh god, I can't remember when I started this channel. It was a very long time ago now. Over 5 years ago, maybe longer than that. So a very long time ago. And it's just mad, like I can't believe how much time has passed, not only for Uncharted, but as I said, I'm posting YouTube videos and just games that have come and gone over the years. And it's a little bit sad to think that all this time has gone past, really. It's like I'm getting to that age now where I'm starting to think about it a little bit more. And yeah, it just doesn't feel that long ago, but it was. As you can probably guess from the title of the video, today I'm going to be talking more about England and the World Cup. Unfortunately, we did not win our semi-final match against Croatia. It was, I don't know, it's one of those games where it could have gone either way, really. The first half we played a lot better, I think, than the Croatians, but then the second half the Croatians played better than us. And of course, we scored in the first half, but we only scored 1 goal. We had a couple of chances to score a few more, we didn't. The Croatians, they had a chance to score in the second half, and they did. And then they had a couple of chances which they could have also scored, but again, we got lucky. They got lucky in the fact that neither teams conceded yet another goal. And then, of course, it went to extra time, and I mean, before the match started, a lot of us were saying, myself included, with that Croatia played 2 games leading up to this match. They went into extra time, they went into penalties in 2 previous matches, so they must have started to be fatigued. But they just didn't show any signs of it, and credit to them. I mean, clearly, you know, they've got a lot of strength, a lot of stamina to be able to play these sort of matches for that sort of time. And the fact that England didn't take advantage of the opportunities we had in the first half kind of shows a little bit of the inexperience of the young team. Having said that, the fact that they made it at all to a semi-final is amazing. Like, again, at the start of the tournament, I said I was happy if they just made it out of the group stages. They made it out of the group stages and then some. They managed to get to the semi-final of a World Cup, which is the first time it's happened since, I believe, 1990. And I was only a little baby when that happened, so I don't remember any of it, obviously. So the fact that I've got something to talk about now in the future, when people say 2018, I'll say yes. I remember I was watching the games, and you know I was there for the hype and all the rest of it. And it's just, I don't know. I talked about it a little bit in last week's video. It's hard to explain if you're not an England fan. It's hard to explain if you're from one of these countries where you've won the tournament within living memory. Like England, we haven't won it since '66, and as I said, we haven't been in a semi-final of a World Cup since the early '90s, which is a very long time ago. We're talking nearly 3 decades ago now, which is crazy, right? So the fact that we even got to the semi-finals is great. Obviously, it's devastating that we lost, but again, I just think that we sort of got a little bit lucky in this tournament. I'm not going to be one of those people who are like, oh, we should have won it, we should have gone all the way. No, I think, you know, obviously we had a good run, we had some decent matches and some great highlights to talk about in the coming years. But did I honestly think we could go all the way and beat a team like France or Belgium? Well, obviously, by the time we played it, we knew it was going to be France. Do I think that we were going to beat a team like France? Possibly. I mean, once you get to the final, who knows what can happen? People can get sent off. Players just might have a bad day. You know, a goal might go in for some random ass reason. It happens, right? So once you get to the final, you know, you just play it and whatever happens, happens. But do I think that realistically we could have gone all the way? If I'm being honest, no, I don't think so. However, that doesn't take anything away from the performance of the lads and of course the manager, Gareth Southgate. I mean, I praise all of them. I praise the manager, I praise the coaching team, the staff, and of course the players themselves. A lot of young players, first major tournament, and a lot of them are in the early 20s, late teens. They've got plenty of years ahead of them, and if they just keep playing the same way they play, and of course we don't know what's going to happen in the next years, we don't know what's going to happen in the next World Cup. And again, just to clarify, I'm not the biggest fan of football in the world. I don't watch like day-to-day football like the Premier League and stuff like that. But I always watch the England games. I always watch the Euros, the World Cup, because I support the home nation. And a tournament like we've just had is exactly the reason why I watch international football. And that's because it's got the power to just unite the country. Like we, as a nation, we had no expectations going into this tournament whatsoever. Suddenly they started winning a few matches and everyone's like, oh, it's coming home, it's coming home. And I was a bit more level-headed. I wasn't singing it or anything like that, but deep down inside, yeah, I had a little thought, maybe we could do it this year, maybe, and then every match that we went on to win and obstacles that we overcame, it felt like it could happen. And I dare myself to believe that it could happen. And then, of course, unfortunately, we didn't win, and it was really sad. Not a nice feeling, but that's the nature of the sport. And I guess part of it is because the team did so well in the previous matches. Like when we played against Sweden, it didn't seem like it was a massive challenge, and that was a quarter-final of a World Cup, and we sort of sailed through that. The match before that was against Colombia, and that was a bit more of a tricky prospect. And it was one of those matches where I really couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, the performance of the lads was fine, but the opposition, the Colombians, they were playing dirty. And it's very surprising because I remember watching them in the previous World Cup and I was actually cheering them on because they were really flamboyant, and when they scored goals, they were really happy in their celebrations. And when we played them, the team that we played, their attitude and their play style was just dirty, and I really couldn't understand it. And a lot of people were talking about this, and some of the stuff that they did, like when the penalty was given, the players were trying to mess up the penalty spot. And then during the half-time, when half-time was blown, one of the coaches from the Colombian team shoulder barged one of the England players, I think it was Sterling. And you just don't expect that in a World Cup tournament. I mean, it's just, as I said, just dirty play and just dirty tactics. And as I said, it was just a bit of a surprise to see this, because as I said, when I first saw them in the World Cup last time, they seemed like a decent side and happy to support them and everything. But yeah, just really dirty. I mean, I can't honestly see how they can watch that performance back and think, yeah, we did our best in that game. I'm talking about the Colombians here, by the way. Like, I'd be embarrassed if I watched that back to think that that's how. Because going forward now, this is what people are going to think of when they think of the Colombian football side, right? Especially if they ever meet England again. Jeez, that'll be an encounter and a half. The England lads, credit to them, they didn't get drawn into it or anything like that, which probably what the Colombians wanted, like to ruffle a few feathers and to put us off our game. And when they scored that last-minute goal, it just, oh god, it was the worst feeling. And then it went to penalties, and you cannot describe the tension around the country when that was going on. Like, it was just, it's crazy. We've never won a World Cup penalty shootout, so the fact that we eventually did it, and the goals and the saves and the feeling afterwards was just, oh my gosh, it felt as good as reaching the final, I would imagine. To get that monkey off our backs, it's kind of hard to explain what they've done differently this tournament round, but they seem to have engaged with the fans on a better level, and obviously a lot of it comes down to the manager as well, and I think he's done a fantastic job this year, and I look forward to seeing what he can bring for the Euros and the next World Cup. Unfortunately, that is 2 and 4 years away respectively, so it's a long time to wait. But I do look forward to seeing what they can do, and seeing this team grow as a unit, and they performed so well so far together, so they can only get better. One hopes, one assumes. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, there's just a bunch of different things they've done this time round, and it's just nice to, I mean, I guess for them it's nice to have the nation behind them, but it's good to have something as a nation to celebrate and to cheer on together. Like the amount of people that gathered in parks and like city centres and that sort of thing to watch the game. We haven't seen these sort of scenes for such a long time, and to be able to get, as I said, to a semi-final stage in a major tournament is crazy good. And it's unfortunate they didn't make it any further than that, but there's still a third place match to play, and I truly hope that the players go there and enjoy it, and the nation can just get behind them one last time. I was actually having a little discussion with some of my family members. What's the rule when it comes to taking down flags? Like, normally if we're out of a tournament, flags come down straight away because obviously we're out of the tournament. However, there is a third place match to play, so I've decided to leave the flag up in my house until the end of Saturday at least. So by the end of today, hopefully we get a third place finish and the lads walk away with at least something, a bronze medal. Which is better than nothing. Just a reminder of how much they've achieved in such a short space of time. I think obviously it's going to hurt for them as well because they lost. But once this tournament's done and dusted, and they realise how much they've actually achieved, like I said, a semi-final, the first time in almost 3 decades, 30 years that we've reached a World Cup semi-final, and they could have won it. I mean, we took the lead. It's unfortunate the goal that we conceded, and then obviously experience shone through, I think, during the extra time period. England just seemed a little bit off pace, whereas Croatia, even though they'd played 2 other extra time matches and penalties, they pushed forward and they got the winner. But it really could have gone either way. It's one of those matches where if we'd just capitalised on a few more chances, we could have had it in the bag in the first half. However, there were a few situations where if we hadn't got lucky with certain situations, we could have lost it quite easily as well within normal times. So it's one of those games, but as I said, really proud of the lads, and just grateful for the performance they put on, and just for uniting the nation and just getting us talking again, excited about football. It's been so many years, as I said, since we've had like something to properly cheer about in terms of football, and it was just really nice. Like everyone was talking about the games, everyone was, you know, showing their support, and it's just nice. It's just a nice feeling, and I really do look forward to the next major tournament. Right, so there was a few other minor stories I was going to talk about regarding watching the football. This will probably have to wait till the next match. Right, so the gameplay is sort of drawing to an end. One of the reasons why I selected this particular piece of gameplay to show today is because it sort of reminded me of the England match versus Croatia. We took the lead early on, they leveled, and then the enemy team managed to score another one, so they're leading, time's ticking. It just felt a bit like the England game because we started off well, and I put in a really good performance. Again, this gameplay was recorded very early on in the lifespan of Uncharted 4 multiplayer, so maybe the players I was playing with didn't have as much experience of an Uncharted multiplayer game as I did, because obviously I came from 2 and 3, but it's just, I don't know, it really sucks that I put in such a good game and we still walked away with a massive L. We lost 1-3, which is crazy given how many kills I got. Just like the England game, it is what it is. Can't really do anything about it now. Obviously, this gameplay is really old, so they're making a difference, really. And I've got plenty of other gameplays to show in the future, which I do well. And obviously, we do win, so that's a nice little bonus. Right, as per usual, if you enjoyed the content, consider tapping the like button. I really do appreciate it. And as always, if you've got to talk about the channel regarding anything I've talked about today, whether it's gameplay about England's performance in the World Cup, do let me know in the comment section below. But until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, and I will see you later.
And now it's hard to breathe.